Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Marathon Lead Generation and Conversion for Investors with MAPS coach Richard Schulman. Please note this webinar is being recorded and you will automatically receive the webinar recording. If you have questions for your coach, please type them in the questions box located in your webinar taskbar. Following the webinar, if you have any questions about today's call or coaching programs, please email us at fasttrack@kw.com. That's all from me. Richard, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Troy. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, depending on where and when you're listening to this call. My name is Richard Schulman. I am your MAPS coach, and I teach a series of classes called Marathon Lead Generation and Conversion. It started about 6 years ago. I did a training in an office in Sacramento, and we dressed up in our workout gear, and we had a phone call marathon, and, there we go. And then about a year ago, we did a marathon texting day. You may have heard about it. We made 1,100 appointments in Portland, Oregon. And now we teach the webinars online. Less flying for me and probably easier for you guys too. So let's jump in. Marathon Lead Generation and Conversion for Investments. If you have taken Marathon Lead Generation and Conversion, this is a follow-up class where we focus on the brokerage of investment properties to our clients. If you have not taken Marathon Lead Generation and Conversion, the webinar, I would recommend taking it. It is not sequential. You do not need to take it to take this one, but they both are very good. And I'm biased there, absolutely. Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to cover a little bit about what this class is and how this class is going to help you. The main idea of this class is this is a training topic I have not seen anywhere else online or in person. The idea here is that we're going to teach you, regular real estate agents, residential real estate agents, how to sell investment properties to your clients. I myself am a regular real estate agent. I sell primarily houses and condos to regular people. I believe that all of you are as well. About 11 years ago, in the last market cycle, I figured out that it was much easier. Write that part down if you're writing down notes. It is much easier to sell investment properties to regular residential real estate people, right? There is far less emotion with investment properties. You can sell multiple properties to the same person, which is really nice. And for someone like me, they just make more sense, right? So we're going to talk about a lot about that. Who am I? I've been at KW for 12 years. I was 3 years at a previous company that had no training at all. We had a 20-minute meeting every week, and everyone else was like a former lawyer or something like that. I was 23 years old, and I didn't know anything about anything. And I left that company. I came to Keller Williams. I didn't think that a company from Texas had any business telling me, a hot shot here in the Los Angeles area, how to sell real estate. I was very incorrect about that. I apologize to Gary for ever thinking that. I didn't think all these charts and graphs and acronyms were of any value to me, and I was very wrong. About 4 years into my KW experience, I dove into the world of training when my team leader gave me a free ticket to family reunion in Anaheim 8 years ago. I went to that, and I've been hooked ever since. I've been to every family reunion since then. I bring my whole team. I've been to every mega camp. I've taken almost every class KW has to offer. And you can see the results. The results are since then. We're actually this week going to go over $800 million in lifetime sales. That means I can hit $1 billion by the middle or end of next year, and I'll be very excited about that. I have a pretty good-sized team here. We have about 15 people, sales and admin. I've got about 125 people in my downline. As far as real estate investment specifically, I own 2 real estate funds. Both have assets in excess of $10 million, and I've brokered hundreds of investment properties almost exclusively to what I would call just regular folk, right? We're not talking necessarily about institutional investors or professional investors. The primary client base that we work with, the ones that we're focusing on here, that I want you to focus on, is the couple you just sold a house to. How can we sell them a fourplex to add to their rental portfolio, right? How can we change their lives? By my own count, I've made 8 investors into millionaires, including 2 of my own team members. I'm sure there's more here in the LA area. It's sort of not that hard to sell someone a nice house and have them tack on $1 million in value if you've been doing it over the last decade. But I know for a fact there's been at least 6 clients who have been the primary driver of their millionaire status. At least 5 of those clients I've sold more than 10 properties to each. So when you talk about, really making a nice yield per client, imagine having clients that you're selling 10 properties to each, right? So this is all not a sideline, but this is all an accessory, an add-on to my regular business. So I think that this year we'll do about 20-25% of our business by volume will be investment properties, and about 80% will be what we'll call our traditional regular real estate, just houses and condos for people, right? But what we're doing is we're finding people within that group who want to own investment property. Let me give you a really good hint. Everyone wants to own investment property. So if you saw me at Mega Camp last year, that's me on the far left. It's a dramatic action shot, and I'm talking to Gary about how we sell investment properties, right? I tried to sell him something, but I couldn't crack Gary for a meeting, so maybe this year. Okay, so we'll take a really stark turn on this one, right? What's our ethical mandate as agents, right? I think that we miss this a lot, and I take it really personally because I do this for a long time. I see a lot of unethical behavior. I see a lot of bad behavior. Our job is not just to not cheat our clients or cheat other people's clients. Our job is to be the primary driver of our clients' wealth, right? And if you're not clear on that, you need to be clear on that, right? For the average person that you work with, let's say for 95% of the people you work with, the majority of their wealth and the wealth that they build over time will come directly and solely through their ownership of real estate, right? The average person does not have a very large stock portfolio. The average person does not have a lot of other investments or businesses that they own. Lots of them do, of course. For the vast majority of the clients that we work with, their wealth and their income creation will be solely driven by their ownership of real estate. That means that we have the opportunity and the responsibility as their agent to drive their wealth, right? Now, we're not selling them anything they don't want. We're not selling them anything they can't afford. This is a responsible process, but we know that we have clients out there who have additional cash and credit to invest, and we can sell them investment properties that make financial sense within their lives, right? A lot of our clients spend every penny they have to close on their home. That's fine, but a lot of our clients have excess available. A lot of our clients we sold a house to 5 years ago have a lot of equity, and they could reinvest that equity. I can tell you, now 2019 is the top of the market cycle. My only regret looking back on the last 10 years is not pushing more of my friends and clients into the ownership of investment real estate. The ones that were receptive, the ones that I did push, made a lot of money. One of my friends bought 12 properties from me plus their house. They made, I did a spreadsheet for him and his wife to show them, they made almost $2 million in equity off $1.5 million in cash invested. So they more than doubled their cash position. And in addition to that, they're making about $13,000 free and clear every month. That's a life-changing amount of money. That basically will cover all of their expenses, right? All of their house and car expenses. That's life-changing for them. And I look back at that and think, well, geez, we could have done better. We could have bought 4 more properties and really made that a much bigger number. So we have the opportunity as we are going through another market cycle right now to really help our clients do that, right? So if you're not absolutely clear on this, you're in the wrong business. Let me tell you that. And if you never want to sell an investment property, you don't love the idea, that's fine, no big deal. But you still have this obligation for your clients to the purchase and sale of their primary residences. Now, it says on their team members and ourselves, remember that your team members and you yourself need to also own investment real estate. If you're a real estate agent, you need to own your home or be on a path to own your home, and you should be buying investment properties. I've pushed lots of my team members to buy properties, and we're getting traction with that. Like I said, 2 of them have earned over $1 million in equity from that, and one of my former team members moved out of state, is now almost full-time working in investment real estate, doing his own investments. I'm very proud about that, very excited to see that, right? That's a good feeling when you really change the trajectory of someone's life like that. We talked about this. And this is, I didn't make this clear before, but just so we're clear, not only do the vast number of people that we work with only have their wealth through real estate, the vast majority of the wealthy people in the U.S. obtain their true wealth. When I say true wealth, I mean financial freedom through real estate, right? And this is not get rich quick, by the way. This is get rich slow. My own investments and the clients that I mentioned, this has been a 10, 11-year process or more. But if you can put together a decade plan, you buy 1 property a year, in 10 years from now, you have a changed financial future, right? Okay, and we're clear that the answer is real estate. All right. Now we've covered the ethical mandate. We've covered the high horse stuff. I don't think any of you have logged off yet, so that's good. What I want to do now is really get to the idea of how are we going to implement that into our business, right? So I'll make it clear again, we are adding this as an add-on accessory business to our primary business. Now, some of you may end up being full-time or primarily investment brokers, and some of you may already be those brokers, and that's fine. We're still going to have material for you. The primary idea here is that with your regular residential business, I'm not saying regular in a negative way, just so we're clarifying regular from investment, right? I believe that you should be able to tack on a 25% bump in business if you make a focal point of your business the sale of investment real estate. Right? If you're selling investment real estate as a main thing in your business, you should be able to increase your business by 25% just by that. Now, the long term of this is what happens when you sell people lots of properties. Eventually, a lot of those properties will sell, right? So in 2008, I sold about 40 or 50 homes only to investors, and now, even to this day, I'm still reselling lots of them. Some of them are cashing out, some of them moved out of area and want their money. At this point, what we're doing now is I'm selling those. I'm selling tons of properties that I sold as a buyer's rep 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 years ago, right? When you are doing an investment business, you're building a pipeline of business that moves more quickly than a regular house, right? Some of your clients will be in their houses forever. A lot of your investors will churn properties a lot faster than that. Some of your investors will sell your properties forever too. Now, the webinar is ongoing. We have 5 monthly webinars where we'll be doing recaps, Q&As, some guided discussion. We also have a Facebook group where you can get all the information. I provide all the materials. Everything that you need to sell the properties is included, including all the spreadsheets, including the way to build your own spreadsheets and analyze your own spreadsheets. That's the less exciting part of the business. I apologize. But I promise you, doing a spreadsheet for cash flow, in my opinion, is more fun than showing someone the 18th backyard that they don't like. All the materials recorded, so you get copies of everything. You can go through it real carefully, and I'm going to be personally helping you craft your pitch emails, right? So who's our buyer? Here's a script. Write this down. If you're listening on replay, you can pause. Otherwise, just write it down. I'll go slowly. Do this today, right? It's Monday. Some of you, it's later in the day. Do it tomorrow. Get a property ready today. Simple thing, right? House, condo, duplex, fourplex, something that makes sense, right? If you're working in a neighborhood where your average home sale is $500K, find a $200,000, $300,000, 1, 2, 3 unit property. So let's call that easily affordable, right? Something that's clearly below the average sales price of your neighborhood, right? Here in LA, we're at about $1 million average price point. So we sell lots of properties for a lot more than that are small investment properties, but we also sell a lot for a lot less. So we had a triplex last week at $525. Just by emailing our database, we got 2 offers, and we probably have 3 more coming in from our own clients. So we get 5 of our own offers on top of the listing, right? Now go find a property, house, condo, duplex, triplex, and go and call your clients, all of your clients, not just your investors, not just every single one that you know. Call 100 people. I promise you, you will get a bite. Here's the script. I have a really interesting investment property. Do you have time to discuss it now? Yes or no? We can have that conversation. Are you interested, right? So your primary goal is to call your clients and ask them if they have time to talk about an investment property. A lot of them will talk to you. A lot of them will not be able to buy it or know how to buy it, but they're interested. Some of them will say, actually, we were thinking about buying an investment property. You would be actually shocked at that. And if they don't want to buy it, ask them this question. Who else do you know that might want to invest in real estate, right? You would be shocked at the sheer number of people who want to buy property, who have the means to do it, who are not being asked to buy property, right? We did an experiment. We bought about 60 or 80 copies of The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, Gary Keller's real estate investment book. And I put an ad up on Facebook to my clients. I posted on Facebook. I said, who wants this great book? About 10 people pinged me. All people I know, but people I'm not in touch with enough. So now I'm back in touch with those 10 people. They've self-identified as people who want to be real estate investors. So now I have information about them. I sent copies of the book to the last 10 or 15 people I had sold the house to as the buyers. They were the buyers that I put in. And one of them texted me yesterday and said, thanks so much for the book. I'm halfway done reading it. I'm really enjoying it so far. Well, that's someone who will probably want to buy an investment property from me, right? Now, because of the relationship, it's a free sale, right? I don't have to go prospect a lead. I don't have to go lead generate a lead. I already have that relationship. It's almost a free deal, right? I hope you guys see how simple that part is. So write that script down. I challenge you, go call 100 people tomorrow. I bet you by the time you get to 20, you have an offer on the property, someone wants to tour it pretty seriously, and I bet you have a few meetings lined up afterwards. Now, you're going to have to take the class to learn how to sit these meetings, because there's a lot of material you need to learn to cover, because you need to be now the expert on investment real estate. Now, the good thing about investment real estate is that half the equation is exactly the same as residential real estate. Half the equation is you still need to know what to look for in a property. You still need to know what other people like in properties. Those are your tenants. And you know how to calculate your expenses. We're just going to teach you how to calculate your costs and your returns, right? We're going to teach you the whole sales process for these. Other nice parts about investment real estate that you guys are going to love is very few showings, if any at all, right? A lot of our offers are written without showings. So that triplex, I haven't been inside yet. The buyers have not been inside. When we get our 4 or 5 offers in, we'll bring them to the seller. We'll sit with the seller, and we'll set a time for everyone to come through the property. Very time efficient, and we're not hurting our clients though. That's the best way to handle it. A lot of blind offers. So my client I mentioned before, I've sold 12 properties to. I sometimes will just send him offers. Hey, I've already done the math on this property. I know your numbers. Here's an offer that you'll like. And he signs them. We buy stuff that way. There's no emotional attachment. For me, one of the biggest challenges in real estate is helping people find properties when they can't clearly identify what they're looking for, which ties into the next one is clear metrics, right? If you have a rate of return you're looking for, or a certain bedroom, bathroom count that you're looking for, or some measurable criteria, I can definitively find it in an investment property because it's all numbers. If you're looking for a really cute kitchen, I can't search the MLS for that. And I don't know what that means, and sometimes I personally will struggle with that because I don't know what that is. The right feel in a house, I get it. It's important. That makes it really hard to sell people a property. When you're selling them investment property, it's all numbers. It's very simple. And when you find a property, if you're looking for properties, you're prospecting for properties, you're going to find day in and day out that there's good properties out there, and that all you need to do is get the property, package it up. We're going to teach you how to make a great pitch for a property, and send it to people that you know are investors, even people you don't know are investors, and from there, you're going to get offers. If I had a nice triplex right now for $750 or under, I could email it to 100 people and call 100 people and get 10 offers, right? It doesn't have to be my listing, it can be any listing. So one of the things we're really going to focus on is how do we take that property and then present it to our clients in a way that will be very consumable for them. So like I said, if you're really interested, we'd love to have you on the class. MAPS will send you a link out. It's an ongoing class. We have a ton of material for you to cover, and we're going to really walk you step by step to understand the process, and then also in addition to understanding the process, we really want you to be able to present these properties to your clients. In a very short period of time, we want you to learn the process, learn the math, and then be able to go to your clients and say, I have a great property for you, here's why. How are we marketing these? Another thing that's really cool about investment properties is outside of the calling, which is a one-to-one, we can sell a lot of these by mass email and mass text. So like I said, if I had a nice property to sell today, I could email out everyone and get offers. So one of the calls I have to return when this webinar is over is on that triplex I mentioned. We have 7,000 leads in what we call the dead lead pile. Those are people who are totally non-responsive or told us never to call them in and stuff like that. So once in a while, we'll ping them all with a nice investment property or a cool property we have listed. And guess what? Someone popped their head up from the dead lead pile and wants to write an offer. So it's pretty cool. I didn't have to do anything special. I just had to email 7,000 people, which takes about 30 seconds, which same time takes to email one person, and I'm going to get an offer out of it. So $500,000 offer, 2.5% commissions, $12,500 of commission, right? Pretty simple, pretty easy for you to put into your business without a lot of work, right? This is a simple process. All right, let me give you a quick overview of the class. I'd love to have you guys in the class. You can sign up at the link that MAPS will email you. And if you have questions, you can pop them in the question panel. We're going to go over everything. Bottom line is top to bottom on investments. I need you guys to understand investment properties before I can have you sell them. So we're going to learn everything there is to know about small investment properties, residential properties. We're going to talk a lot about brokering properties, right? A lot about understanding the process of brokering them. We're really going to work on layering them into your business, right? The real key here is going to the people that you already know and selling them rentals, right? We provide you all of the physical materials you need, the scripts, the marketing materials, the spreadsheets you need, the pre-done emails that you need. All you need to do is pop in your own properties and then blast them out to your clients, right? We're going to talk a little bit more on the advanced side. Once you start getting people to buy 1 or 2 properties, how do you get them up to 10, 12, 20 properties, right? It takes a little bit more. We're going to cover some of the more complex detail stuff towards the end of the class. And the same thing, we'll talk a little bit about commercial and larger apartment buildings, but we're primarily focused on the sale of residential properties. As far as the learning piece, the sales cycle is the same for all of them. So you can sell commercial properties. We're just not going to go in depth on how do you understand a commercial property, right? So that's the class. It's ongoing. It's webinar and live format, so you get both. We have a Facebook group, and I'm also available by email to answer any questions or review any of the pitches that you're making to troubleshoot. When you take the class, you have my commitment that I will get you into success in the sale of investment properties, not only to your clients, but to your agents on your team if you run a team, and to yourself. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you being on the webinar today. There'll be a replay sent out to you, and you can sign up at marathonconversion.com or on the MAPS website. Thank you very much, and I look forward to having you on the call.